Thank you for joining me for a special science experiment with Dr. Mindbender. We're going to be using some household items to discover what would be the best to remove rust off these G.I. Joes. So without further ado, buddy, let's see what we can do. Okay, everybody, with the help of Dr. Mindbender right here, we're going to do this little experiment, and it involves like rusty screws. So I've got one there. I'm going to be taking off like various figures and all that. So like this Emerald Killhawk kit bash that I'm going to be making up pretty soon. And I want to make sure the screws have got the same amount of rust on them, to be fair. So it looks about right to me. So I'll find the right type of screws. They'll come off various figures and body parts, like, you know, we've got beach heads, sort of legs right here. Looks like this Storm Shadow, which is a pretty good Storm Shadow, far better than my original Storm Shadow. So I'm swapping it out. So the screw at the back here is actually quite rusty. So I'll start doing that like literally behind the scenes, and we'll get into this project or science experiment. Okay, so I found 6 screws with the same amount of rust on them, so to speak. And I'm going to be using different techniques here. So different household equipment and all that. So the first one I'm going to be using is C.L.R, which is a product made in Australia, and it's I actually quite like it. Actually, it's really good. So I'm going to see if I can try and pour out the same amount for each one. I don't know if I can actually pour that. Do the same with the C.L.R. I mean, for the C.R.C. It's a bit of a mouthful here. So this is the C.R.C. that I'll be using. So I'll be like spraying it in there. But I'll go away from that. So that is definitely C.L.R. I sprayed a fair bit in there. I had to sort of go away from these containers because I do not want cross contamination. So the next one is vinegar. And I'm just using white vinegar too. This proves that it is actually vinegar. Right, the next one is a Monster energy drink. So I'm not really into this energy drink at all. But someone at work said to me that I should try that out to remove screws. Next is V, and it's the blue V that I'm using. And finally, it's going to be good old-fashioned Coca-Cola. Okay, so I'll start with the Coca-Cola first, then the V, then the Monster energy drink, the vinegar, CRC, and the C.L.R. C.L.R. So these will be sitting here. I'll leave them alone for a good hour or so, and we'll come back and see how they look. I'm just going to try out this monster drink. I'm not really... Well, yeah, that's got a flavour to it. Well, yeah, that's insane. That's not really my cup of tea, but it's all good. I'll try out the Blue V. Yeah, it's quite nice. Quite a fruity flavour. I ain't going to try out the vinegar. I'll try out the Coke. We all know what Coke tastes like. Yep, Coke is pretty refreshing. I remember my mother telling me stories about back in the day they used to use Coke to strip paint and wallpaper off things. So that's why I've added the Coke into the situation. And what I can see, it's starting to bubble hard out. I don't know if you can see this. I'm trying not to move things around too much, but that's already uplifting. This is a CLR, already uplifting a few things here. So yeah, I'll set a timer up, and we'll come back for about an hour's time and see what has gone on. Well, it's just been a little bit of an hour ago. Let's see how they look. That's the CLR. You can see it's just done to bits of rust being sort of like flaking away. We'll leave it alone. That's the C.R.C. Nothing much has happened with that. Now the vinegar's starting to bubble away. The Monster Energy drink. That's definitely doing something there. And the same with the V drink, the V Blue, or Blue V, as they're often called. And the Coke, well, I can't actually see where the screw is. I know it's in there, I just don't know what it's doing. So I'm tempted to leave it alone for another hour or so, and we'll see how it looks. Till then, okay, watch this space. Okay, everybody, it's been about, I say, 2.5 hours now. So first of all, let's get the Coke out. Well, not the Coke out, but the screw that belongs to the Coke. And that will go there. And this is the V1. V1. The V version. Here is the Monster. The Monster Mash. And here is the vinegar. The C.R.C. and the C.L.R. I said the R quite funny. Okay, first of all, we'll get the Coke one out. Which I could just use this. Yeah, I will. That's not too bad, considering what it was before. The V's made it really good. Quite impressed what the V's done. That's not too bad for the Monster Energy drink. here for the vinegar. Alright, C.R.C. And all that. That's just basically brand new. There's no need to rub that. It's basically, and I just put shit on it. That is basically brand new. So give me a second, I'll get rid of this mat, and then we'll try to wipe them out with a towel. So that's the Coke. That's not too bad. That's what, as I said, 2.5 hours. The V has surprised me. That's basically brand new. It's a brand new screw. That's the Monster Energy drink. Okay, here comes the vinegar. Not too shabby. C.R.C, that actually surprised me. I thought it would do a better job. And it has not. So I'm actually quite surprised about that. And of course the C.L.R, which I've been using lately, it's just basically a brand new screw. So, Dr. Mindbender, could you please pick out the winner for this experiment, please? Well, I have to say that is a tie between C.L.R and the C.L.R, and this is the V, and it's come up really, like the V is really good, brought in a really good shine, so that shocked me. Alright, so what's next, Dr. Mindbender? Who's followed? Vinegar. Okay, vinegar, yep. Followed by Coke, yep. Then Monster Energy drink, and then C.R.C. Okay, cool. So this is the vinegar. That's come up pretty well. You know, that's not too bad. The Coke. That's not too bad either. But yeah, those are pretty similar. The Monster Energy drink. Yep. And last, the C.R.C. Well, I'm actually shocked about this. How that's come dead last. Well, everybody, I really hope you enjoy this sort of science experiment part of the show. There's not very many to come by. So I've got one more to do, and it's to do with, I've got some figure lots that have been painted, and I'm going to use different techniques to remove them. So that will be the next stage. You up for that, Dr. Mindbender? Of course I am. I'm a scientist. Oh, yes, you are. That was an excellent science experiment, wasn't it, Dr. Mindbender? Yes, indeed. And it was actually great, to be honest. No, let's be serious. It was really quite good to have that experiment and sort of see what household items I can use to remove screws. I know there's a lot more that I could use. I'd love to hear from you guys from the comments. There probably is a few I missed out, and you know, it's all part of the learning. Knowing is half the battle, as they do say. Let's just say hit that notification bell there, because that's a sticker. And if you're new to the channel and you like what you see, hit that like, share, and subscribe. That's perfect. And all those ones that have been on the show for a while, and even the new ones, please check out my membership part of this channel. It is really good. You get to see more of this sort of stuff before everyone else does, and there'll be a few perks and all that. So without that, well, no, with all that, everybody, it's time to say Yo Joe or Cobra, as Dr. Mindbender will say, and see you later, everybody. Bye.